Ius Laboris is a close-knit alliance of leading employment law firms working together in one global practice. Our members are the top national firms in human resources law across 57 countries. We work with top-ranked firms in major countries, and we have the largest labor practices in many of these jurisdictions. Ius Laboris has more than 20 years' experience as an integrated outfit in more than 50 countries.
In this session, we're going to look at the private equity investment from the perspective of the acquired business. We're going to look at this firstly from the perspective of the human resources professionals. Secondly, we're going to look at it from the perspective of senior management. And then we're going to discuss some of the communication challenges. So firstly, from the perspective of human resources, the first thing to say is that things will change. And it is important for human resources to understand the objectives of the private equity investors and to align with their objectives for this to be a successful journey. It's important for human resources to understand whether they have the right skills for this exercise. A successful human resources practice may well nonetheless not have the experience, the skills, the background in restructuring and managing change. And it'll be important for human resources to work out from where will they get the necessary expertise. That might mean recruitment. It will probably mean training. It might mean bringing in external support. And indeed, lawyers like us have a great deal of experience in supporting HR teams through changes such as this. Another thing to mention from the HR perspective is that managing this change in the context of a private equity investment can at times mean overcoming resistance. You will, on occasion, find that the previous owners of the business, who often will be still involved in the management of the business, might not universally have bought into the strategy of private equity. Secondly, you will find staff who will be nervous about the implications of change, nervous as to what this might mean for their own jobs. And then there are the legal challenges. How you will achieve the objectives of the new investors, understanding the legal constraints, and where you are doing this across borders, the differences in the consultation obligations, whether with works councils, staff individually, or trade unions that arise in different jurisdictions, and understanding where shortcuts can be achieved, but where that is much more difficult. And we are here to support you through these various challenges.
Now we're turning to the senior management side of a PE investor, and that means turning to what is key to PE people, is making money. And making money not necessarily copes with the way we've been looking at some parts of our HR world in the past, like seniority, long-term service, people we've been used to work with who are very trustful to our company. We'll have to get used to the fact that a PE investor is mainly looking at efficiency, at results, and experience in particular. And this will mean that some people will be coming in with completely different packages, which in the beginning, some of us may even find outrageous or shocking, but it's the normality of a PE transaction. And the key observation that we will have to look into is to make sure that we balance the existing workforce against these new changes on the senior management side. That involves programs for requalification, talent management, in order to enable people to go through ranks and files and be equally successful in a PE environment. And the earlier we understand that experience and focus and efficiency are the key expectations of a private equity investor, the faster we can change our own organization and make people understand the way forward and work closely together with the PE investor.
The third stage of the journey is about communication, which is a key point in private equity processes. It's a key point for every acquisition, but in a case of private equity investment, it will be very important because you will have from the staff probably an unfavorable position. So you have to convince them, you have to help them to be convinced that the project of the PE investors are good for the company and then are good for people and good at the end for employment. Then transparency and trust are very important. Investors will always take the base from companies and people, and you have to give some elements to give this trust to your staff. For example, why not to convene the PE management to a meeting during the pre-acquisition process in order for them to present their goals and objectives for the business and for the people. If they meet with the people, they will show that they will support the business and that they will expect added value in order to create business for the company and benefit for the people. We are business partners with a global perspective. At the same time, we can act as project manager for human resources from the beginning of the investment to the end. We can help you on a global scale if needed to make sure that PE expectations are pursued from the beginning to the end. If you want to get to know us, we are offering a 20 minutes workshop free of charge. You can also find more info on our website.